That was her impression of Tim the Toolman Taylor. Alright, welcome back to the B-Hood broadcast. It's your host, B-Hood, and Winifred, who wants to be on my lap desperately. Say hello to the stream, Winifred. Hello, my name's Winifred. I like your accent. It's pretty cool. Now we're gonna go on to Pokemon Champions, see if we can get a shiny recruitment, and then we're gonna switch back to Shield. It is a puppy. Welcome back, hello I am. Sorry I didn't see ya. I mean it's late for you. It's only like 3:30 for me. Not too bad. But yeah. It's one of the puppies. They don't always stay with me. I have them on my days off, usually. I have shared custody of my dogs. I would have them stay with me more often, but I work like 10-hour shifts, and I live in an apartment. And I think that would be unfair to them. Yeah, time zones can be a problem. You must be East Coast or in a different country or something. Alright, let's see if we can get a shiny recruitment. Negative. Nothing special at all. We're back at it with Rotom. We haven't gotten one in a little while. I did get a shiny Araquanid. I took my kid to his soccer practice and I was playing the Switch while I was there waiting for him. And I fell asleep and woke up to an Araquanid because it ran into me while I had nodded off. Mr. Rhyme scares you? Yeah, he's only there because I hadn't changed the weather. He's kind of a weirdo. But yeah. That one's also kind of creepy. But that's a cool coloration, though. Got that the other day, but we have not gotten a, We have not gotten a Rotom in a little minute. Whoa, that's a bunch of spawns. There's just one. Hey, chill. Who said you could be on your phone, bro? I don't know what that is. Yeah, Theo's over too. He comes over on the days off also. He's gonna be heading back to the house. So we can be there for Mother's Day and all that fun stuff. But yeah, there was a streamer by the name of Nami, and she's afraid of spiders, so I watched this one stream where she was shiny hunting Araquanid to try and like face her fear. And she was legitimately being startled by it during encounters and stuff, which I don't know that I fully understood since it's a video game, but hey. People get scared of, you know, things like jump scaring them in games and stuff, so it's not entirely unheard of. I don't remember you saying that. I think you might be making it up. Stage? She doesn't seem like the kind of person that would do that. She's a very kind of like, I don't know, she feels like a very genuine person. Like, for instance, she wouldn't change her clock in the game to get weather that she wanted, which I do. The reason why it's raining every time I do it is I can't change it to a day that has rain in Shield. But she refused to do that so that all of her, like, hunts could be genuine. So there's ones that she would hunt for, like, months at a time because she had to wait for the correct weather. I did exactly that. Maybe you thought you said it, but I don't remember seeing it. But I don't catch everything, so it's possible that I missed it. But if you did say that, then I suppose you were correct. Hush, young lady. But I guess you could have said it. Dogs. It's an apartment complex. There's gonna be sounds. Can't bark at every sound, you little monkey. You're being silly. Yeah. Theodore. In the background being a turd. He is resisting me. Or he's resisting his destiny of becoming a prominent shiny hunter. He said he would shiny hunt Ditto, and then he hasn't yet. And it's not like he has an excuse. I already got his shiny charm for him. It'll be super easy. Outside of the fact that it's still going to be 1 in 1365, which can take a while. I know. How dare he. He's one of those kids that likes to play, like, shooter games and scary games and stuff. But, you know, he does do Dynamax Adventures with me, so I'll take what I can get. Though I don't think he's gotten a shiny during that yet. I think I got a Rotom, of all things, from Dynamax Adventures while we were playing together. But, yeah, he didn't get one. Yeah, we don't let him play the super scary ones, because he's still kind of young, but we do let him play FNAF, because that one's more of like jump scary, it's not like gory or whatever, but I guess to be fair, we do let him play Dead by Daylight, and that one's fairly creepy, so I think outside of something really weird, I think he's probably fine. Shiny Rotom. It was from the one I was talking about. I got from Dynamax Adventures, but I've gotten hundreds of them over the years. I used to trade them for fastballs. I would trade 2 fastballs per one, so I could at least make 1 extra ball per one that I traded. And then people would try to get me to like do just 1 for 1, and I'm like, then you're just only refunding the one that I used. Which I would still do, honestly. If I had like a little bit of a following, I would trade people them. If they had fastballs, I'd probably trade them 1 for 1 for a fastball just to get the one back that I used. Well, no, I'd still want to do 1 for 2 so I can increase my supply. I think that's fair. But most people don't have more than 1 because during a playthrough of the game, all they give you is 1. Yeah, well, only the shiny ones, but yeah. But I haven't been keeping them lately. I reset the game over it because I'm trying to save them. So unless it has unless it's super rare with a cool mark or something like that, I don't save them. But I did keep a couple recently because they were brilliant spawns, and I'd never gotten one that was a brilliant spawn, so I hung on to those 2. But outside of having like a cool mark or whatever, I just reset over the game to get my ball back at this point. Because I think I'm down to like 12 or 13 fastballs. I'd like to be able to get some cool rare marks and stuff like that. And they have to be in a fastball, because that's what I decided. That being said, I did a tree shake hunt for like a while, and when I was doing it, my daughter was like, hey, why don't you, because what I was doing was I would go through, do all the trees in the area that I was doing, and then reset the game to get all the trees back. And she said, why don't you keep the acorns? Because you can use an exploit to get the trees to respawn. It's called the den exploit or whatever. So I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. So I started doing that and keeping the acorns. Then I would use a turbo controller to just spam all the acorns, and that's how I got a whole bunch of extra apricorn balls and a bunch of sports and safari balls. But yeah, I did that for a long time. I showed you before how I had that Applin. I think during the hunt, because I was trying to get a marked Star Shiny, because that's like the only way you can get it outside of getting insanely lucky. But yeah, I'd gotten like 3 or 4 Swovits, and then 1 or 2 Applins before I finally got marked Star Shiny, Tree Shake Shiny. Yeah. Which lightning? It's just raining. There shouldn't be lightning. I mean, you can see the sparks off the Rotoms, but there shouldn't be lightning in game. Because if it's a thunderstorm weather, then it has wyverns that come after you. I think is what they're called. They're like dragon bat guys. And those things are a pain in the butt. They chase you around, and I've gotten a whole bunch of those shiny by chasing after me. Oh, you mean like it's a shiny or something? Yeah, well, my brain, I've seen so many of them shiny that, like, when they appear, I, like, imagine them shiny, and it almost kind of, like, makes me think they are until they fully spawn in. That's what I like, actually, about the grass flicker hunts and the fishing hunts, is that they come in like you see what it is, but then it's like a shadow until it fully comes in. I like those ones for that, because you get excited, because you'll see like a Phoebus or a Dratini or something, and then you're like, is it shiny? Yeah, what shiny hunters call them is shino. If you think that something's shiny when it really isn't, it's called getting shinoed. That's like the term for it. Have you? I think, yeah, the other day you thought you had a shiny Magikarp or something. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, it's easy to think something's shiny when it isn't, especially with so many of the shinies that like the difference is so mild. Like, I was doing a tree shake hunt for a shiny Munchlax because I didn't realize that it was even possible in trees until recently. And his shiny is so subtle that I have to like watch it sometimes and be like, is that one shiny? I don't know. Yeah. It's bad in Scarlet and Violet because of you have to actually like spot them at a distance and run over to them. But an easy way to get past that is just send out your Pokemon to attack it, because it won't KO it if it's shiny. So if you just make it attack it and it won't attack it, then that means it's shiny. That's an easy way of determining with ones that's hard to tell by looking at it. I had to do that for Mousehold because it only has like different colored pants. It's super mild. So I would that's the only way I knew I had a shiny Mousehold. Yeah, it can be a troll for sure. Sometimes I'm disappointed that it is a shiny, because for instance, I'll sometimes do a hunt for a 2% grass encounter, grass flicker, shiny Dreepy, and the thing you get the most commonly with Thunder as the weather is Boltund. So I have like 6 or 7 shiny Boltunds. Like this one, I got a Thunderstruck one. I didn't even realize I had a Thunderstruck one. But yeah, I got a whole bunch of Boltunds. I don't know where they're all at, but I kept that one because it's got the best mark, but I think I put them in my just shiny box. Here they are. So yeah, trying to get that Dreepy, I got a grip of Boltunds. I mean, I just like really rare stuff. It's more exciting than... Well, not really rare stuff. But yeah, I got a whole bunch of Boltons, and they do not have a great shiny. But to be fair, Yamper's shiny isn't great either. But I got this Yamper, I think accidentally. I don't think I was going for it. I just ran into it, and it had the Sleepy Time mark, so Yamper the Sleepy. And I like him. It's like, it's barely noticeable. It's like pink rather than brown. But I just love Yampers, though, because they have a really cool ability. They have an ability called Ball Fetch. So if you like to catch things in rare balls like I do, then per Yamper that you have on your team, they can get back a ball that the Pokemon broke out of. So if you throw, like, you know, a really rare Apricorn ball, and it misses, you can bring out Yamper and he'll collect it and hold on to it. So you can have, you know, if you have a false swiper on the team, you can have up to 5, or if you have the whole team of Yampers, you can get refunded up to 6 rare balls. And I think that's pretty valuable. And I don't know why they didn't put him in Scarlet and Violet. I feel offended by that. Yeah, it is a bummer that they lock the starters now. Like, if somebody wants to do it, let them do it. But I feel like they don't want people to get, like, stuck at the beginning of the game forever, and they don't want to, like, hear people complain if they make a really cool long cutscene because it makes it take way longer, because people would complain about, like, oh man, it takes 5 minutes to get through this cutscene, and we want a shiny hunt at the beginning of the game. And they're like, cool, well, we'll just lock it so you can't do it at all. And you don't complain. Yeah, Yamper's definitely cute, and he has one of the coolest, unique abilities for swag shiny hunters that like to catch them in swag balls. I think it's cool. But yeah, for the starters, it's pretty lame, because when the game first comes out, you can only get them in eggs, and then eventually they release them in some expansion zone or something like they did in Scarlet and Violet. And then you can shiny hunt them, but by then you've probably already beaten the game, so it's not ideal for a playthrough. Yeah, you're right. I mean, if you're talking about, like, early game Sword and Shield specifically, yeah. I think you can get Blipbug in the early ones, and Blipbug is a pretty decent one. I think you can even get Sizzlipede fairly early. I might be misremembering. Sizzlipede's not bad. Choodle's pretty good for, like, an early encounter. If you wanted to take the time and bash your brains against the wall, you could get a Phoebus. And because Milotic's pretty good, but it's like a maximum of 13% if you use Storm Drain. And I don't know if you can get Storm Drain that early. Probably not, actually. Yep, Psychic Bug type. It's not, like, amazing, but it's pretty good. I think it's good enough to include on your team, if I'm remembering correctly. Man, Winnie is super uncomfortable because my legs are extended, but she refuses to get off my lap, so she's just constantly adjusting herself trying to get comfy. And I'm like, dude, just go. She wants me to give her a more comfy lap to sit on, and I'm like, that will make my leg fall asleep. But yeah, early game Sword and Shield. Yeah, there's not a lot of great Pokemon at the very beginning. Like, all of them are pretty much by design, though. Fairly not great. But I think, don't you pretty early go into the Slumbering Weld or whatever? And in the Slumbering Weld, I think, is where it also has Blipbug and Rookidee. Oh, Rookidee's a good one. Rookidee is a really good one, actually. Like, even, that's like a genuinely good Pokemon. Rookidee. And it's got a good shiny, too. Can you chill? Yeah, but I think Rookidee's a good option. I don't know if Nickit is any good, actually. I think Nickit's probably pretty bad. Coughing, yeah, but I think that's in, like, the deeper part of the Slumbering Weld. If you're talking about Galarian Wheezing. I think that's in the deeper part of Slumbering Weld, when you're, like, when you go back there late game. I might be wrong. I think in the beginning it's only like Blipbug, Rookidee, and like Squirtle or something. I don't know, I don't have them memorized. But I'm pretty sure you can get Choodle fairly early. And Dreadnought is pretty good. Yeah, well, I like it because I can just ring my bell and it'll outrun everything else that's chasing after me. So I'll just kind of like chill a distance away and just spam my bell on my bike until it comes over to me, and that way I can avoid encounters I don't want. Works out pretty well. Gotten fairly good at avoiding everything else. Yeah, you can be not paying attention and one will just zip right up on you if you didn't even notice. Dude, are you losing your mind or what? What's happening right now? I mean, it's a pretty good chance. That's one thing I say to Theo all the time. I go, hey, can you do me a favor and make a shiny appear? And then he'll, like, wave his fingers at the screen and say shiny, and it doesn't usually work. No, he's just a hyper kid. He's playing with one of the dogs and just being a hyper crazy kid. Alright, relax, dude. I'm gonna get you Ritalin. Ritalin. Take you down a notch, bruh. The yellow aura is brilliant. They're brilliant. So, in Sword and Shield, Overworld spawns specifically, and for some reason you can also get aura on, like, water spots. When they have that glowing aura on them, they'll have at least 2 perfect stats, but never more than 3, as far as I understand. And if they have an egg move possible for that Pokemon, sometimes I think they'll always have an egg move. And then they found out, like, literally like 5 years after the game came out, somebody cooked the numbers, because everyone thought that if you KO'd 500 of a species of a Pokemon, it made that Pokemon have a higher chance of being shiny. But when they actually looked at the numbers and like spreadsheeted it and everything, that only applied to the Brilliant Aura ones. But if you KO up to 500 of the Brilliant Aura ones, they start off at a 1% of the time that they spawn, and they max out at a 3% of the time that they spawn. So, if you KO 500 of a Pokemon, it means that 3% of the time they have a higher chance of being shiny, because it's only the ones with Brilliant Aura. Let her go. Let her go. Which ultimately means it's pretty pointless. It's a pretty busted, not very well thought out shiny hunting mechanic, which I think they probably miscoded it, because they miscoded a lot of things about wild hunts. They pretty famously miscoded the sparkles. The sparkling was supposed to be always stars, and then a 1 in 16 chance of being squares, which it is for eggs, and it is for static hunts, and it is for dens and everything else. But for some reason in the wild, it is always squares, and then there's a 1 in 6 million chance, that's if you have the shiny charm, that it has Star Sparkle, or it's like 1 in 18 million if you don't have the shiny charm. So it's just completely broken coding, which is weird. Oh, I've already killed 999 of them a long time ago. I can show you because it keeps track of it in the decks. But yeah, I KO'd. Cause I didn't know if I didn't know at the time if it like where it maxed it out. But yeah, I did 999 of them a long time ago. Actually, I looked at it recently, but yeah, numbers battled 999. Well, that's the thing that's actually funny about Let's Go Pikachu. They also found out that they were wrong about that as well. Apparently, when you do the chain catching thing, it only affects to the very next spawn. So it's actually kind of pointless to do it unless you're just trying to increase the amount of spawns that happen on something that doesn't spawn very much, because it does make it spawn more, but apparently that increased shiny chance is only on the very next one that's in that you see after you do that catch, which means that unless you just continue catching them infinitely, which just increases the chance that the chain breaks, that it doesn't actually work the way they thought for so many years. So I find that pretty funny. But no, it doesn't even work like that in this game. In this game, see this Brilliant Aura one? If you KO'd that 500 times, then a one with a Brilliant Aura would appear 3% of the time. And only on that 3% is it, with the Shiny Charm, 1 in 516. So it's 1 in 516, but only on 3% of the spawns, which ultimately makes it almost have no impact at all. So it's ultimately pretty pointless to do. But I did get this wild idea where I wanted to go through and KO 500 at every single Pokemon that can appear in the overworld. Everything that has an overworld spawn that can basically have an aura. Because some things that appear in the overworld can't have an aura. They're the like static ones that don't like move around, that just stand there. Those ones can't ever have a Brilliant Aura on them. So I wanted to KO everything 500 times that can have that, so I could max out. So I could basically just drive around the whole map and look for Brilliant Auras and then encounter them. But that would take so long, I just decided it wouldn't really be worth it for me. Oh, you're welcome. But for me, just because I like things that are more rare, the Brilliant Aura ones just have another level of rarity that I like. So for instance, I had been shiny hunting Rotom for like many years before I ever got one with a Brilliant Aura shiny. And that happened very recently, like in the last few months. So look, that one has 3 perfect stats. That one was a brilliant one. And then I had another one too. Is it this one? No, maybe, because this one has 2 perfect ones. That might have been it. I'm not sure. But yeah, recently I got basically 2 brilliant ones, almost in a row, but I don't think they were in a row. They were, after many years, I got 2 of them that were brilliant. And then I specifically did a hunt for a brilliant shiny Ditto, because I wanted something that was brilliant. And then I also got an idea of going to a specific route, KOing everything that was on that route, and then doing like a Brilliant Aura hunt on that route and seeing how long it took. And it took a really long time. I was using Harvest to make Delmise appear more, because that's the one I wanted. But I think on that route, you could also get Clobopus and the one that's like a weird spiky thing. It's pink when it's shiny, but blue normally. I forget what that one's called. I forget everything that appears there. Yeah, they have some good shinies for sure. Some of them are really bad, though. Can you leave her alone, dude? Stop! Entertain yourself another way besides torturing the dogs, man. She's not having fun, obviously. Get a toy if you want to play with her. Don't just try and get her to angry. It's not nice, dude. Just get like... Oh, do you have... You were playing with the octopus a second ago. Just play with the octopus with her.
No!
Yeah. But yeah, I ended up getting a Delmise, which I think is normally a 1% spawn, but I was using Harvest, so I boosted it up quite a bit. But that's what I got, and that it should also have at least 2 perfect stats. Wait, that's not it. Where is it? Delmise. Oh, I think this might be it. There it is. Caught it a Dream Ball. And yeah, let's see how many perfect stats it has. Yeah, 2. Okay, so it's at least 2, and I think it maxes out at 3, which I thought was lame. If you're going to have it be like that, what they should have done with Brilliant Auras is they should have had it be where they get egg moves. That's cool, that's fine. They also have their hidden ability, because there was literally no way to get hidden abilities outside of breeding with things that were outside of the game when it first came out. Then they eventually, like, put their hidden abilities in, like, dens or something like that, which I think is stupid, and then you had to breed with them to get them on non-den ones. So if they'd put hidden abilities on the auras, that would have been cool. And then also, I think they should have also been able to be up to perfect stats. That would have really incentivized people to farm them, because then they could use them for breeding. So every time you saw a brilliant one, you'd be like, oh man, I should catch that. It might have perfect IVs. And then I could use it for breeding. But no, they capped out the amount of ones that could be perfect IVs. Like, imagine you went and you were just hunting Brilliant Aura Dittos, trying to get one with perfect IVs, so you can trade it to another game to use for, like, a shiny hunting breeding one. That would have been much better. You forgot which Pokemon have bad shinies? I mean, it's open to interpretation. Like I said, I like Yamper's one, but it's not very, like, significant. Boltun's one I think is pretty bad. It just kind of makes him purplish. Kind of weird. People don't really like Dragonites very much. It's that kind of poopy green. I think it's alright. I like his Mega, though, because when he's in his Mega, he gets, like, this really cool, like, sky blue color in his Mega form. Which obviously isn't in this game, but it looks cool. But there's a lot of them that are pretty bad. Gengar is pretty historically regarded as a bad shiny. Yeah, I mean, the concept of it is cool. They could have done a lot more with it, but I still like them just because I think that, you know, like I said, it's an extra level of rarity. Like, imagine I got a Brilliant Rotom spawn that also had Star Sparkles and was marked Recluse. That would be the rarest possible combination of things that you could find in the game. But it's basically statistically impossible, almost. I mean, it could happen, because anything could happen, but very unlikely to happen. But that's cool, though. You can take off whenever you want. I was just probably going to stream for like an hour, and then me and Theo were going to have some dinner and go and get his mom something for Mother's Day. I did a hunt for a Alpha one as well. I did it in ZA. I'm assuming you're talking about ZA. Yeah, I did one in ZA as well. Didn't actually take all that long, surprisingly. I did it before they even had the hyperspace wormhole DLC things, where it's significantly easier. I did it with like that rooftop spot where you run back and forth. I got it there. But they made it way easier with the hyperspace zones, because then you could just use a donut that had like guaranteed chance to get you both a shiny and an alpha. Which is how I got a lot of other stuff. Probably Dragon, but it's not because I am particular to any type. I just really like pseudo-legendaries. So outside of Rotom, my favorite was always pseudo-legendaries. and most of the pseudo-legendaries are dragon type, like the vast majority of them are at least dragon and something else. I specifically want to get a Dratini, a shiny Dratini, with the fishing mark, because there's a spot in the Crown Tundra DLC where you can fish and you can get a Dratini from the fishing spot. So I think since they don't have fishing in Scarlet and Violet, it's the only place you could get a Dratini with a fishing mark. So I think that'd be pretty sick. Kind of makes me want to go cast the line a couple times, actually. I've already gotten, I think, two shiny Dratinis from that spot, even though it's only a 5% chance. I've actually gotten pretty lucky and gotten 2 of them. I also got them overworld there, because you can get Dratini overworld there too, and I got 2 or 3 of them overworld there as well, just messing around. I seriously hunted it once, and then I messed around with, once people found out about the KO technique in this game, I messed around with that and ended up getting another one while not seriously hunting for it, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, no, Fairy definitely has some cool ones too. The only downside to Fairy is that they're so committed to everything being pink for the most part, which I think pigeonholes the typing a little bit. But I'll give you an example of something that's cool about shiny hunting in this one. So there's only a 5% chance. See, there's another Brilliant Aura. That's a bar brooch with the Brilliant Aura. There's only a 5% chance that you see a Dratini in the overworld in this spot. But people found out after shiny hunting in this game for a long time that when you KO something in the overworld, there's a 50-50 chance that that same Pokemon respawns. So if you find a Dratini and you save in front of it, you're basically taking it from a 5% and turning it into a 50-50. So it took things with really rare overworld spawns and brought them up from a 5% to a 50-50. So for instance, see, here's a Dratini. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and save it, doesn't matter. But if I encounter it here, oh look, not shiny. Bummer. But if I kill it, which I don't know if this will do the trick. It did. It has a 50-50 chance of another Dratini spawning. It was not this time. Yeah, but it makes sense, you know, fairy, pink, and they also took all of the Pokemon that were already pink, not all of them, but a lot of the Pokemon that were already pink, and turned them into fairy. So they kind of, so yeah. So that's the one that I just encountered. Yeah, I don't know. It says, I mean, I know that it's level 100, but it was not effective, so I don't know. Level 60. I think this one has a high chance of critting, so that probably helps. Alright, so again, it's 50-50 that another one appears. Okay, well, that's two 50-50s that I didn't get in a row. Didn't really demonstrate what I was going for all that well, but I don't care anymore. Moving on. I don't think any electrics can appear here, so I'm not going to change my team up. I'm just going to cast a line a few times. Favorite fairy type. There's not a lot that jump out to me. For legendary, probably Xerneas. For non-legendary, probably Tinkatank. And if it's Fave Shiny Fairy, or if it's just Fave Shiny, it's Rotom. But if it's Fave Shiny Fairy, I think Tinkatank's one is not great. It just changes the color of its hammer, basically, which is not super amazing. So I'd say Xerneas for Legendary, and for non-Legendary, they're all pretty bad, as I recall. Like, Jigglypuff is just its eyes that change. For Clefairy, it's like a lighter pink, and its ears turn green, which is not very good. Yeah, Fairy Shiny. Pretty sure that Chansey is not a fairy, it's just a normal type. Yeah, I guess I'd probably say Tinkatank. It's. I mean, most of them aren't great, but Tinkatank, I like the Pokemon, and it's all right with the hammer changing color. It's noticeable enough, I guess. Yeah, Glaring Weezing's a good one, actually. I didn't think about that. Swirlix is okay. I got that one in ZA, because it was just chilling up on top of a, well, Surpluff was sitting on top of a rooftop. You know what? I think I know which it is. I know what it is. It is Alchemy. I like Alchemy. I think it was a missed opportunity because it has like basically like 40 different types with all its sweets and different ways that you can spin or something like that to make so many different like shades of cream and stuff. But with its shiny type, it only has the 8 different sweets. That's the only thing that's different. It's just gray for all of them, but I still think it's cool that it has so many different ones. I just wish that it had made the same level of variance for the shiny as well. Imagine there's 40 different shiny variants, or you know, different shiny coloration you could get. That would have been pretty sick. But instead, they fully got rid of that for its shiny version and just made it all look like kind of burnt whipped cream or something. But it's still cool that it has so many different ones. That would be cool if it had the same amount, and you could like you could keep getting it shiny, and then like keep trying for the different shiny variation you wanted. Hey, be nice to her. Why are you being so aggressive? Trying to show the camera? It's too. You're way too far down. Yep, there she is. That is Callie. Be careful with her. Don't drop her. That's another one that has a really terrible shiny. The freaking Basculin. But luckily now it has a better form that it can evolve into. That's the only one I've actually gotten a fisherman's mark on, or fishing mark on. Was Basculin, of course, the worst shiny you can get out of this spot. You know, eventually I'll get the Dratini, maybe, probably not. Yeah, it's not good. It's so bad that I, like, forget what it looks like. I think it's kind of, like, yellowish. It's got, like, a little greenish, yellowish tint to it. But every time it spawns, I'm like, that could be shiny. Let me look at it for a second. And then it's not, and I'm like... But I'm always paranoid I'm going to run away from a shiny. Not that it would be a huge loss if it's just a Basculin. I call its its lack of good shiny toxic Basculinity. You don't like Basculegion? I like Basculegion. I think it looks cool. It looks like some kind of like Japanese movie villain or something. Ooh, Dratini. Hey, I thought you had to go, though. Don't let me hold you up if you got, like, schoolwork to do or something. Ooh, it's a brilliant fishing spot. You gotta see this first. What if it were shiny? Woo! Oh, it was even a Dratini. That would have been sick if we'd seen that. The brilliant spawn and then the Dratini right as you were leaving, but not this time. It was a cool spawn, though, at least. It was if I caught this, it would have at least 2 perfect stats, and it would have an egg move, if there is an egg move possible for Dratini, which I'm sure there probably is. But yeah, I'll see you another time. Have a good day. Theodore, can you just relax, my guy? You're out of your mind. Good night. You're gonna miss the shiny now. Here it is. Just kidding. I'm probably gonna go back to the Leak of Outrage, since my stream title is incorrect now. False advertisement. If anything besides Basculin appears, we go back. And there it is. There it is. I don't know why I went out of the game. I need to go out of the game to go back. Dude, why are you torturing the dog, my guy? Is this how you entertain yourself? By torturing dogs? Are you the next Jeffrey Dahmer? Poker man slept a child. Alright. I'm gonna get you some Ritalin while we're out. Ritalin, Ritalin. Dude, I need to sweep this house, man. I'm just gonna get like a robot that'll just collect up my grass scraps and stuff all day. Dude, you're so lucky that she's so mild-mannered. Because Wynn would have bit your face off 62 times. Huh? Hey, dibbity gibby. Skibity bee. I can't hear you. No, because you're not supposed to be playing games. I don't give a crap. Does your mom let you play board games? No. Oh. I got a dog, a dog, a dog, a doo. He's the best dog that I've ever knew. I feel it. How come these aren't being shiny? Can you tell me one? Can you start now? I need to know. several spawns for me. Several spawns. Several spawns. Come on! What do you want, Callie? I ain't got enough space on my lap for 2 dogs, bro. Alright. I think we will wrap up the stream after we get one more brilliant spawn or shiny Rotom. Brilliant or shiny Rotom, we'll call it good. Which one will we see first? Shinotic. Brilliant or shiny Rotom. Which one will be first? What do you think, Beetle? Huh? I wouldn't hear what you said. Nor did I want to. What do you want? I don't care. But when I'm done on here, we'll throw the pizza in, we'll take these dogs P-O-T-T-Y, and then we'll, after we grub it to complete it, we'll run those errands before I drop you off. Sound good? I think we should probably just bring them with when we go. Huh? No. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Well, I don't know. I'll think about it. Brilliant or shiny, and that's what we need. And then we'll end this stream. I heard a Rotom spawn. What the heck? That's weird. What are those doing around these parts? What are those doing around these parts? La 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 la. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Get away from me, rack footed. Why don't you get a toy and play with it rather than torturing her, my guy? You want to go preheat the oven to I forget, 425 I think is what we usually do. Dude, don't grab her by her legs like that. You're not like that boy? Is he not nice? Well, there's a brilliant one! There is the end of the stream. It's all done as it seems. It's been fun. Now let's see if it's a shiny one. What? I said 425. Boom! Not shiny this time. But it's been fun, you guys. I had fun, you had fun, we had fun, the dog had fun, Theo didn't have fun, and that makes everything perfect. I'll see you guys next time.